Hey my scrappy friends, and welcome to my channel and the Colour Blast channel today. It is my first share for Colour Blast for March, and I'm playing along with this month's challenge. I had a bit of a struggle trying to work out how I was going to incorporate texture into my layout, but ended up deciding on hand stitching because I love the texture that it brings to a layout, and I decided to make that the centerpiece. So what I've done is I've used my Cameo to sketch out a cut file that says boys, and I'm going to colour it and then stitch around it. While this video is going, you can see that I'm about to paint my word. I'm just going to apologise in advance. It is 7:15 at night on a Monday night. My boys go to bed at 7:30 and I'm kind of pushing my luck, so if you hear tantruming and screaming, it's because it's bedtime. And, you know, bedtime sucks when you're 5 and 8, but when you're a grown up, it's the best time of the day, just about. Anyway, so I do apologise in advance if there is any carry on. However, I'm going to push through this. I'm going to push my luck and see how I go. So as you can see, I am just using my paintbrush to paint in the letters of this word boys. You can't see that it says boys right now, but you will by the end. Now, we don't have a colour spray in just the right colour. I ended up mixing my own colour, and I've used the indigo colour spray and the Caribbean colour spray. The indigo is way too purple for what I was after, and the Caribbean is way too bright for what I was after. So I mixed the two of them together, and I roughly, please don't like go and measure and say, hey Mel, that's not the colour I got. Roughly it's about 6 drops, squirts, whatever you're mixing of the indigo to about 1 of the Caribbean. I was really surprised at the difference, like the 6-to-1 ratio. I thought it would be closer to almost half and half, but nope. I worked it out to about 6-to-1. So I've just mixed that colour on my desk, which is glass mat if you didn't know that. And I've added a bit of water and I'm just painting merrily away. If there's some weird lines where I've painted and it's dried and come back to it, I've just gone over them again, which blends them out because this is watercolor. This cut file, if you are interested, is from the Silhouette store and it's just called Boys. You will notice in the finished design that there's a full stop at the end. I hand drew in a circle because I wanted my title to read Boys, Sheesh. So that's what I've gone with. I just hand drew in a circle with pencil, and then I coloured it and stitched it. So I'm just mixing up a bit more of this colour, and you can see here it's really easy to do, like really simple. That was a bit too bright for what I wanted, so I added some more of the indigo, and I've got more of a navy colour. I'm really excited about. I'm a dork, I know. I'm going to add a few splatters. Now I realised after I did the splatters that some of that watercolouring was still a bit wet, so I've gone and dried that, and I've gone back in again with the same colour and done some more splatters. The collection that I'm using today is Pink Fresh Studio Collection Indigo Hills. It's one of my favourites, and I've really tried not to use it, even though I should just use it. And there's pinks, greys, mints, blues, and that's what I've decided to run with. The only, the biggest mixed media component of this layout is that hand-painted title, and I'm just going to go in with lots of splatters. You can see the alphas there on the left-hand side. They're like a watercolor background with all these blue splatters all across, so I decided to run with the splatters. So the colors that I'm using, this first one is Color Shimmer Spray in Envy. They're all Color Shimmer Spray, so they're the color's quite pastel, not quite as intense as the color sprays with the shimmer. And then this color is the blush. This next color is the Sunshine. I love the Sunshine. It's so bright and fun. And then the last colour, I think, is Stormy Weather. I just wanted to incorporate a bit more of that grey. Let that dry, and I've hand-stitched the title. I'm sorry I didn't record any of that process. I got carried away and just poked the holes and then went and put my favourite TV show on, which at the moment is Pretty Little Liars. Yes, I'm way behind, but I'm kind of addicted. Anyway, So I've hand stitched that title, and you can see I've added that full stop in there. And now I'm just coming up with my layers. So I went to use that as it was, and then went, oh, this will be a fun way to add a bit more texture. So you can see I'm just literally chopping away at those pattern papers, and I'm going to cut around the shape of those paint strokes. I've decided I really like the way that they give a bit more texture, and I've also added some gold punchinella with stars on it to the very back of my layers there. For more texture, I've kind of added depth with that piece of cardboard, which is going to go behind my photo. Then behind my photo, I'm going to add a little bit of vellum, which you'll see I end up tearing the edges on again for a bit more texture. Just going to stick that down and then use my ruler to tear the edges, which I don't make you watch because that was a bit of a drama as well. Wasn't straight, wasn't like there was too much border, and so yeah, I do cut most of that out. There you go. And I'm just going to pull up the edges a bit just to give a bit more texture. Get rid of all my offcuts. And I'm just going to stick my paper layers behind my photo. I don't think I stick my photo just yet. So you will see here, I'm coming up to doing my embellishing. I tried really desperately to get a doily onto this page, more for the texture than anything. You'll see that it, after I've done this little bit extra mixed media, that it's there and then it's not there. But I did try desperately to get a doily on, and it just didn't work. So what I decided here was that I wanted a bit more texture, a bit more depth on that background cardstock. Grab my black heavy gesso. Now, I haven't used this for a little while, so it's kind of separated a little bit. All you need to do is give it a good stir. It wasn't even that big a stir. I just gave it a stir with one of my palette knife thingies, and it's mixed it up enough that I'm happy with the consistency now. I've marked with a pencil where the four corners of my photo are going to be, and I'm just going in with an old store card and adding some up and down lines just to add a bit more texture and depth. Really happy with how that worked out in the end. That top left-hand corner, right-hand corner was a bit of a mess, but in the end you can't tell. I'm not going to let it bother me, and yeah, it looks fine. So I'm going to go through all the die cuts and the chipboard hearts and the puffy stickers. I don't end up adding too much. Like I said, I wanted the title to be my main centerpiece. It is a big, it is the centerpiece of the layout pretty much. This is a photo of me and my youngest. It was his last day of kindy last year. He's a cheeky little devil. I just wanted to get a photo of me with my baby on his last day of school. Would he cooperate? No, he would not. So this is him sticking his tongue out. And that's why I've come up with the title, Boys, Sheesh. So, you know, just whenever you see this page, just think of it quite like that. Both of my kids just can't help themselves. It cracks me up. The fact that I laugh probably encourages them, but I'm not sure what else to do. So I just run with it. I'm adding some puffy stickers again for a bit more texture. I'm going to stick this down with my Scotch tacky adhesive. I tried this puffy sticker. It says today, and I really liked it. It was the first one that jumped out at me. I ended up putting it up the top there, but I do add a bit more up there. Decided I wanted to bring some of that blue up there, and so this beautiful pattern paper, it's absolutely gorgeous. I've now cut into it twice. I haven't actually used it as a background at all, but it is absolutely gorgeous. So I'm going to add a strip along the top of that blue splattery, watercolory beautifulness paper with my puffy sticker, and I'm going to put his initial there. You will see that I try to add a couple of other things. I left all of my process in because the video wasn't stupid long, and I thought that maybe you guys might like to see the whole process. For a while I really thought that that was what I was going to run with. That heart that you can see there is actually a blue one that's got little flowers on it. I tried to bring another one down to the bottom just to carry the weight down, but I couldn't find it. I couldn't get a place for it to work. Didn't really love it. I tried a couple of the smaller hearts again. I didn't really love it, so they don't make it either. I moved my H a couple of times, so I've just added, I wanted to bring the texture of those alphas up to the top as well, so I've just added a H up there. I'm not sure what I'm doing, I'm sorry. I'm going to add my journaling in, and it pretty much says that I was just trying to get a photo of me and him on his last day of kindy. Cheeky devil. And then I add the date up the top, and I think I also write last day of kindy. No, actually I add the date down the bottom, and up the top it says last day of kindy. My children are asking me to tuck them in, so my video's only got a couple of minutes left, so I'm sure that they can wait. What am I doing? Oh, so because of the punchinella, I found this was a bit difficult to stick. I'm going to give you a couple of close-ups of my stitching. So I stitched through the 3 puffy stickers just with some gold thread again for some more texture. I'm really happy with how this page came together. It's a lot cleaner and neater and tidier than my normal mixed media pages, but I'm really happy with this. There you can see how the splatters have gone across the blue, and I love it. I think it looks fantastic. Love. Anyway, I shall leave you with the close-ups. Thank you ever so much for stopping by. I really do appreciate it. Appreciate the time that you take out of your day to watch my videos, to leave me comments, to leave me likes. So thank you ever so much, and I shall see you again very soon with my next page. Have a fantastic scrappy day. See ya!